Have you ever stepped on the scale, seen a number you weren't expecting and thought, my metabolism must be slowing down? Maybe you're even feeling like you're trying harder than you did 10 years ago, but suddenly maintaining your weight feels a whole lot harder. Your metabolism doesn't just simply fall off a cliff. Usually it's not one thing, it's several small things that have changed over time. Sometimes we blame our age for changes that may also be connected to the way our lives have changed. And that is actually good news because some of these things we can do something about. There is hope. Please don't look at your body at 40 or 50 or 60 and believe your best years are behind you. They're not. Bienvenidos. Welcome back. Hey everyone. Welcome back to the Vanessa Carlson Fitness Podcast. I'm Dr. Vanessa Carlson, physical therapist and founder of Vanessa Carlson Fitness, where we help busy women become stronger, healthier, and more confident without spending hours in the gym. Can I ask you a question? Have you ever stepped on the scale, seen a number you weren't expecting and thought, my metabolism must be slowing down? Maybe you're eating pretty much the same way you always have. Maybe you're exercising. Maybe you're even feeling like you're trying harder than you did 10 years ago. But suddenly maintaining your weight feels a whole lot harder. So what happened? Did you turn 40 and your metabolism just decided, well, I'm done? Not exactly. Today, we're going to talk about what actually happens to your metabolism as you get older, and more importantly, what you can do about it. But first, I'm just a little curious. When did you first notice that maintaining your weight seemed to become more difficult? Was it in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s? Maybe after having children? Or maybe you haven't noticed a difference at all. Tell me in the comments. I'd really love to hear what you've experienced because there's a good chance other women watching this have experienced something very similar. And we're not in this alone. Okay, let's dive into today's topic. First, let's clear up one of the biggest misconceptions. Your metabolism doesn't just simply fall off a cliff. Except for, bye-bye, bye metabolism, the moment you turn 40. There are a lot of things happening as we move through different stages of life. Our activity levels may change. I have a client right now that she got her first career job, if you will, and now she's in front of a computer at least hours, 5 days a week. That really has changed her activity level. Sometimes our body composition can change. Our sleep can change. My kids still get up at night, whether they have a bad dream or they need to go into the potty. Changes in weather deter my sleep. Our stress levels can change. Hormonal changes can affect body composition and where fat tends to be stored. And if we're not actively maintaining our muscle, we can gradually lose some of it as we get older. So when someone says, my metabolism is broken, the real story is usually much more complicated. So let's talk about muscle. Muscle is incredibly important as we age. I was actually making a case for this for my grandpa who is almost 90. If we're not challenging our muscles, we tend to lose muscle over time. That matters far more than how we look. Muscle helps us move. It supports our joints, helps us to lift, carry, climb stairs, maintain our independence. And yes, muscle tissue requires energy. That's one reason I don't want women over 40 focusing exclusively on how can I weigh less. I also want you asking, how can I become stronger? I've worked with women I've been in the industry over 20 years. And we had 2 women's gyms. We had 3 gyms actually within the last 10 years. And now I work with people more one-on-one via Zoom, live Zoom sessions. And I'm in constant communication with my clients. But I have worked with women who were absolutely convinced their metabolism had just stopped working. I've heard it so many times. They tell me, Vanessa, I used to be able to eat whatever I want. I never had to think about my weight. Now I look at food and I've gained 5 pounds. Obviously, looking at food doesn't make you gain weight, but I do understand the frustration. When things in our lives, when we enter a new season, things start to change. Then we start looking at what's actually changed. Having these conversations during the Reach and Rise assessments, I'm trying to understand, where is this person at in their season of life? That matters. Maybe they're sitting more. Maybe they're sleeping less. Maybe they've lost muscle. Maybe their eating habits have gradually changed. Maybe they're moving less throughout the day without even realizing it. Usually it's not one thing. It's several small things that have changed over time. So let me ask you something. How much has your lifestyle changed since you were 25, since you were a quarter? Do you sit more? Do you sleep less? Have more responsibility? Responsibility. I know I do. Do you spend less time moving throughout the day? Because sometimes we blame our age for changes that may also be connected to the way our lives have changed. And that is actually good news, because some of these things we can do something about. There is hope. There's something we can do about it. This is where strength training becomes incredibly important. You don't have to become a bodybuilder. You don't need to spend 2 hours in the gym, but you do want to give your muscles a reason to stay strong. Let me repeat that. You do want to give your muscles a reason to stay strong. Resistive training challenges your muscles. It helps maintain and build the strength you need. And as you become stronger, every day life often becomes easier too. And ladies, don't be afraid of lifting weights. Ladies, please don't be afraid of lifting weights. I hear this all the time. But Vanessa, I don't want to get bulky. I totally hear that. It takes a lot for you to really get bulky. Building large amounts of muscle doesn't happen accidentally. But becoming stronger, that's something I want for every woman, especially as we get older. Strength training is going to help you now, but also your future self. You're going to yield results from that compound effect a little bit over time, getting 1% better over time. Okay, now let's talk about food, because another mistake I see is women responding to weight gain by eating less and less. And sometimes that becomes incredibly difficult to sustain. Instead of constantly asking, how little can I eat? I want you thinking, how can I nourish my body well? Am I getting vegetables? Enough vegetables? Am I getting different? I was talking to my daughter about this the other day. Eat the orange, your carrots, eat your reds, the beets, the tomatoes. Make sure you eat your greens. This should be a colorful, your plate should look colorful. Getting so many different nutrients that God has given us. Okay, so how can I nourish my body well? Protein, vegetables, fruit, whole foods, enough water, foods that actually satisfy you, especially when you start strength training. You're going to need more water because your muscles need water to lean out to help with the recovery process, because there's going to be some natural inflammation and you need more water to flush your body out and recover so that the muscles can lean and tighten. Okay, so foods that actually satisfy you, and yes, room for foods you enjoy too. Because remember, we're not trying to create a DIE diet. You can survive for 30 days. We're trying to create a lifestyle that you can live and enjoy. I've seen this shift happen with women I've worked with. Instead of obsessing over eating as little as possible, they started focusing on getting stronger, eating enough protein, getting in their vegetables, walking, staying hydrated, moving more throughout their day, sleeping better, and keeping that positive feedback wheel going. Wash, rinse, repeat. Being consistent, getting a little bit better each day, and then suddenly, poof, the entire relationship with health changed. They weren't just chasing a smaller number on the scale anymore. They were chasing strength, energy, confidence, and longevity. So can I encourage you, please don't look at your body at 40 or 50 or 60 and believe your best years are behind you. They're not. Your body may be different than it was 20 years ago, and that's okay. It doesn't mean worse. You can still become stronger. You can still improve your health. You can still build new habits, and you can still surprise yourself with what your body is capable of doing. Is metabolism important? Absolutely. But I don't want you using your metabolism as a reason to give up. Instead, focus on the things you can influence. Build muscle. If you're sitting for whether in front of the TV or in front of a computer or some sort of screen, get up. Stay active. Be more active than what you are sitting. Eat nutritious foods. Get adequate protein. Prioritize sleep. Manage stress and be consistent. Get 1% better each day. You can't control every change that comes with aging, but there is still so much you can control. Okay, so here's my final question. What if instead of trying to get your 25-year-old body back, you started building the strongest 50-year-old, 60-year-old, or 70-year-old body you possibly could? What if you had that mind shift? How would that change the way you approach fitness? Would you lift weights? Would you work out more at home? Would you go to the gym? Would you prioritize sleep? Would you eat differently? Would you set a goal for yourself to do a 5K or a hike? Go to the Grand Canyon? Would you stop punishing yourself and start taking care of yourself? I mentioned the Grand Canyon because that's one of my goals. Anyway, what's one thing you could start doing this week for the future version of yourself? One thing you can start this week for the future version of yourself, of you. If you're comfortable, tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear it. If there's power when we speak it out loud and write it out loud, or write it down as well. Okay, so here's your challenge this week. Don't try to turn back the clock. Do one thing that helps you become stronger going forward. Maybe it's adding 2 strength workouts this week. Maybe it's getting more protein. Maybe it's taking a daily walk, or maybe it's taking a walk in the morning and a walk in the evening. Maybe it's going to bed 30 minutes earlier. But guys, choose one. Start there, because you don't need to change everything overnight. You need small, healthy choices repeated consistently. And you don't have to do it alone. I love coming alongside the people, mostly women, that I get to work with and help them figure out how they can do this with their workouts, with their habits. So don't feel like you have to do it alone. I truly believe every season of life has a purpose. Getting older isn't something we need to fear. I was just spending time with my grandfather this weekend who is about to be 90. What? It's just so beautiful to see. And I'm not saying it's easy by any means, but aging is something we should be grateful for. So many people are that I hear or learn about, that don't have that opportunity anymore to get older because they're no longer here with us. So we should be grateful for another year. It's another opportunity to grow, to serve, to love, to become wiser, and yes, 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 become stronger. Taking care of the body God has entrusted you. It isn't about trying to look 25 forever. It's about being prepared for everything He still has ahead of you. You're not done yet. You still got air in your lungs and your heart's still beating. Let's go. If today's episode encouraged you, please share it with another woman. Maybe someone who's convinced her metabolism is working against her. Maybe she needs to hear that getting older doesn't mean giving up. And if you'd like help building a fitness plan designed around your body, your goals, and your season of life, I would love, love, love to walk alongside you. Give us a call, or you can reach out at 207-467-5509 or visit vanessacarlson.com to learn more about our one-on-one live coaching, live virtual training, and supportive community. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. If these episodes are encouraging you and helping you become healthier, I would love to have you join us. Consider subscribing, liking this video so you don't miss future conversations. Thank you again for sharing us forward. We release new episodes every weekday, and I'd love to continue this journey with you. All right, guys, until next time, keep moving, keep smiling, keep getting stronger. And remember, you don't need your 20-year-old self body back. You need to take care of the incredible body you have today. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next episode, where we go over how much protein do women over 40 really need. Mwah! Ciao for now.